All right, everybody, it is getting to be spring brood time for the honeybees, and we want to check to see who made it through the winter. So we know there's some live bees in here because the live bees will pull out dead bees, and I see little bits of wax cappings right up by the entrance here. So that means they've been in their house cleaning. It has been about 51, 54 degrees yesterday, and today's supposed to be 51, but we're expecting some rain in the next hour or so. So if the bees are all home, it can be a little harder to do this, but their numbers will be low. So I've got a few bees that have been pulled out of the hive here, and right now I see a honeybee just coming back, and I saw 1 or 2 dandelions just starting the other day. So they've done a little housekeeping there, and I noticed the other day something has tried to chew up in here, probably a mouse, to try to gain entrance. So we can switch that to a smaller side to make sure it's not big enough for him to get in there. So it looks like we have at least 3 hives that have made it, possibly more. I haven't seen anything going on with these 5 hives in the front, and I really didn't expect this hive and this hive to make it. The queens just weren't that strong, and this hive was weak from the day I got it. It had been a nucleus that I bought. Ooh, a bee just went in there. Now bees will rob each other looking for food, so that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bee to that hive, but it would be rare. Oh, there goes another one. It would be rare for them going out scavenging for food at this point, unless they are totally out of reserve. So I've got some sugar water mixed up in a gallon here, and I'm going to feed the bees. This is part of the whole self-sustaining, homesteading life that we've chosen, and my honey and my bees are a huge crop here on the farm. We produce quite a few containers of honey every year, and I sell it on my Etsy store. So if you need some honey, look up Honey Creek Farm. There is a link on our channel description. Yeah, this hive's doing really good, it looks like, and I was concerned about this one, so I had fed them into the fall. So to do an easy homemade feeder, I saved some leftover plastic containers and perforated the top. We'll invert them, have them upside down, and they'll just slowly drip some sugar water to give them a little bit of reserve. Now, if any of these hives have honey in them, it's better to feed your bees honey than just sugar water. Then they're not just getting sucrose. We want to give them glucose and sucrose and everything good. So there was just a honeybee on this hive, and this hive never got an entrance. I think a mouse may have built a nest in there. I stuck a stick in there weeks ago and kind of cleaned out the bottom board. It was seeming congested. So I don't think anything's in here, which is a shame, because this is one of my North Carolina hives, and it did good. This was a split. That was a North Carolina hive package, actually. A 3-pound package, and these 2 were the nucleus hives that had wintered over from last Michigan's winter, and the back 3 were all splits that I had done throughout the summer, most likely from this hive or this hive, because they all did really well. I don't think I ever had to do any splits from there. We just kept them small, and I didn't take really any honey off of there at the end of the year. We just kind of moved things to keep these other hives fed and survived. I've already taken my rock. So the first thing you have to do is make sure that your hive is no longer winterized. That means if you have to open up any closed entrances, make sure that they have ample room to get through. And we're going to smoke the hive and just see what they need. At this point, we want to make sure that we're cleaning out the bottom board for them so that they don't have so much housekeeping work to do. and we want to make sure that they have food. Now it looks like they ate all the food I gave them before winter and moved it down. Little bees, little bees. So I can see here they've completely cleaned out any honey. Got one little stray there that didn't make it. And generally, they'll cluster in the center of the hive. So I expect that the center would be empty. We'll see what's going on with the sides. So here, I've got a little bit of crystallized honey. And just a little bit of capped honey that never got finished. You want to check this time of year to make sure that you don't have wax moth tunneling. That's no good. And we want to make sure that they're not having any trouble with mites. You can give them feeding patties made with shortening at this time. But they've already started or they've already found a little bit of pollen to collect in the couple of days that they've been out, or they just had some uncapped pollen here. So when you see me do this, I'm just brushing off some dead bees to keep them from having to do the work. It's a good time to collect any propolis. A lot of homemade beauty products made with propolis and wax. But in general, yeah, we're just kind of seeing what's going on. Things look good so far. I'm assuming that any bees in here are going to be down low. So for instance here, I've got just a few little bees. They all clustered there together, and it wasn't enough bees to stay warm, and there was no food there, so they died. They are, if you see like these guys, they're head down. They were tunneling down there looking for food. And then on this frame, I actually have food and have a little bit of dead bees. There's still some uncapped honey. Looks like a little bit of crystallized honey. So I'm going to just do a little bit of housekeeping for them. Every bee has a job, and there's even mortician bees. Well, this hive is a complete and total loss. They're all gone. It's sad, but this is why we're here. We need to find out now before there's a shortage on ordering bee packages or buying beehive nucleus hives. You can even get package bees that are already ready to go with a queen and larva and brood already set. So we'll get on to the other hives and see what we have left. Well, I went through half my beehives. Not good news. We're going to be ordering some bees this year, plenty of them. So this is what I'm taking back to the house. I've got these set up so that when I have new bees arrive, these are already set up and ready to go. It wasn't for lack of trying. Some of them had food, some of them didn't have food. It was a milder winter than winters past. Maybe they moved around more. Maybe the weak hives just didn't have enough going in. Some of the hives have honey in them. The good thing is the honey that was in them can be used to start the new bees because honey is always better than sugar, so I'll put that aside and we'll get an order in for some bees here real fast. So since it started raining, I'm hauling this stuff all back. The truck's not available. My full boxes are 60 pounds of honey. So at least one good thing is I've got at least 120 pounds of honey, and I know that at least 1.5 of these is full of honey. So then that puts a little bit of honey during these thin times back into our pantry as well. So I'll work on these next 3 after the rain stops, but this is supposed to go on for a couple of days. I'll let you all know what's going to happen with the bee ordering because I don't know where they're going to come from and what we're going to do, but I think we're going to try something a little bit different than last year. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope this finds you well. I hope you're doing well with your bees. If not, pull up your big boy pants, pull up your big girl pants. It's just time to get some more and move on. Well, not all is lost. I left my beehives here. Just these 4. And there's bees here today. And there's bees there today. There's a couple hanging out here. They are doing okay, it looks like. It's not a loss. So that is our spring start to our bees, everybody. Thanks for watching, and see you all next time.